Because the young men who are in there, who are there, have nowhere with us to engage you, to marry you. And you cannot, as long as this situation is not changed, the problem will continue. And getting Biafra, getting freedom, freeing yourself out of this bondage will immediately solve this problem of lack of husband. Will instantly provide many young suitors to our young ladies. Don't you all know this? That's your problem. The reason why you keep on jumping here to there, every corner, searching for husbands who are not there, is because of the situation you are in. And you can never be free from that unless this Biafra is achieved, unless you free yourself from this bondage. So invariably, you are the ones holding yourself down. I mean, the young ladies crying, searching, thinking that their problems are caused by someone else, caused by this or that uncle or this. Your problem is because you have not realized that why you are not getting married is because of the situation in that country, which today have no solution in sight. So please, this quest for Biafra is not a personal want. It is not something anybody will beat his chest and say, I am doing this for me alone. No, it is for humanity. It is for the general purpose. It is for a race. It is for everyone's good. It's time we come out of this ignorance. It's time every one of you listening, those who still refuse to know, to acknowledge, to believe, to even have everything, that Biafra is really for your freedom. And Britain, let me just point it again, does not love you as a people. Britain don't give a damn about you, your welfare. Britain and entire Europe don't care. That is why, despite everything, all the things that are happening there, you don't see them come out to criticize your government. But when a single thing, 2 people will be killed in Sudan, in Mali, in Seychelles, you will hear them comment. You will hear the whole Europe discuss it in their parliaments. You hear the entire world. You hear the CNN, BBC, Sky, Al Jazeera bring it out in the media. But things that are happening right there, out there, in Biafra land, in Nigeria, nobody gives a damn because they don't want you out of this bondage. It is time that you all know that Britain created that place for their own economic benefits and not for you. And if you are a businessman, let me just generalize. If you are a businessman, you will never let go your major customer, your major buyer, to leave you, to go. Because that will cost you a lot. And that is what is happening to you. If you refuse to believe that those fighting, agitating to free you are really the ones that love you. That is why you don't want to believe that you need to free yourself. You are actually the ones holding yourself, Biafrans. Let me just be a bit somehow Mickey to those living in the zoo, because they are deprived a lot from accessing information, adequate information. But what of you living in diaspora? If those living in Biafra land, in Nigeria, in that zoo country, could be excused, what of you that have access, you live in diaspora and you have access for information, and you refuse to queue in this quest to free your people, and you think you are intelligent? You are only just a fool. What is really education? Education is not only passing out in school or passing out out of schools, attending schools or college to pass an exams. No, that is not where education ends. But unfortunately, it seems that the system there only allows it that you, everyone from that country, in that country, believe that everyone there believe that learning ends the very day you passed out of school. I think that is general belief of everyone. That is why immediately you leave school, you don't want to learn any further. Learning is also part of adventure. You have to take time and study on your own, not just what you are taught in school. Outside school, you owe yourself that debt to learn on your own. There and then you have to be well equipped to know what gives, to know how the world operates. But many of you don't care. And those in diaspora, I think I just have to end it now. I'm just saying it here as it is, that you, if you are living in diaspora and you still don't want to queue in, you are not being honest to yourself, you are not helping yourself and your generations, you are not helping your children, especially if you have children living with you in diaspora, you are not helping them, because your action, your refusal, means you have dumped them here in a foreign land themselves. They are lost forever. Because after you, they can never willingly, means you are the ones who have enslaved them in perpetuity. Every one of you listening to this, you are in diaspora and you refuse to fight for the freedom of your people. You have invariably enslaved your generation, your children and unborn grandchildren by you yourself. And believe you me, if your children happens to learn that you refuse to fight for them, they will spit on your grave. Make no mistake about it. This is a direct advice for you to know that when the time comes and your children learn that you should have fought for their freedom while you can, and you refuse to do that, they will spit on you, they will hate you forever and spit on your grave. Please, those who are in Please let us continue doing what we have been doing. Let us not be discouraged. The thing is, regardless of what others do or think, if you are resilient, if you know why you are in, don't waver. Don't be demoralized. Keep on fighting. At the end, your effort will be compensated, I believe. Thank you, dear friends. Tomorrow is our fundraising. Wanda Tuto, I think, I don't know if something is on today. I will support today's um, S with 20 Gemma. Thank you very much for your time and all you do.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Okay, thank you so much for speaking to our people. Thank you for your time. And we're so happy and honored of having us today. And the discussion was very, very informative, so that the people have to know that Nigeria was created by Britain and for Britain, not for them. And the only thing they have to do right now is to find their freedom. Thank you. Please do me the favor, once you make transfer, you can send the receipt either to my inbox or you can send to Mama Betty. I will get it. Whichever way is
Yes,
convenient for you.
yes, I'll do it. Maybe
Thank you
tomorrow
so
because
much.
I'm on the way. Now I don't know when I will get when I go to, but I
Oh,
will definitely do it tomorrow.
it's okay. Take your
Ah,
time.
okay,
Thank you so
okay,
much. God
yeah,
bless you. We are on
okay,
it. We
thank
are on
you.
it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Our original CLC chairman, Totti, you have King David. I've sent the mic again. I don't know what is really wrong with your network. It will kick you out. Hey, let Totti finish. You will have it. Totti, please go ahead before we give the mic to David. Internet dealing with him.
Yeah,
Welcome, Totti.
yeah, thank you very much. Please, am I coming out, please?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you very much. And let me also say thank you to Minister OK for the 20 German space donation. And I say, may Chukwuka Abiyama continue to bless you, sir. Thank you for that. And then let me also, appreciate our leaders, those that are head captain in Nigeria and Finland, and also our active Prime Minister Mazi Ogichukwu NKERE for their wonderful work, because every one of them are still working towards the freedom of over 80 million Biafrans all over the world. And we appreciate everything each and every one of them are doing and still doing for the freedom of the Biafran people. We, the Biafran people, appreciate them so much. And the Biafran Republic government in exile, as it stands today, also appreciates their efforts. And then the Biafran Republic government in exile have sworn to make sure that they do everything humanly and otherwise possible in making sure that they are free from wherever they are being held captive. And I also want to, appreciate all the ministers in the Biafran Republic government in exile, those that are here and those that will be privileged to listen to this space earlier. Well, I say, may Chukwuka Abiyama continue to bless every one of you that is putting in their time, their energy, their money, and every human resources towards the freedom of the Biafran people. And I also want to appreciate the Biafran people, every one of us that are here, and those that will also be privileged to listen to this space. And later, I want to appreciate you guys, especially because my ancestors then say, if lizard from off of ground, if nobody praise him, he will praise himself. You guys have been so wonderful. You guys have been so wonderful. And I also want to use the opportunity to remind every one of you that every one of you, every Biafran is a stakeholder in the Biafran Republic government in exile, and every one of us is supposed to make sure that we continue to fund the Biafra Republic government in exile, because the Biafra Republic government in exile does not belong to our leaders. It doesn't belong to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't belong to our first Prime Minister, Mazi Sananepa. It doesn't belong to even our present active Prime Minister. It's all the Biafran Republic government in exile belongs to each and every one of us out there. And it is our responsibility as a people to continue and also make sure we continue to fund the Biafra Republic government in exile. And tomorrow is our fundraising. Every one of us should be, prepared for tomorrow's fundraising. And I also want to appreciate the Canada-Lyzing people. What they did the last time. I also want the fundraising for tomorrow to also, be more effective than the one of the Canadian Lyzing people in Canada. Yeah, tutors, you've done a very brilliant and fantastic job here today. Although I've been trying to come up with things, but it's like Elon and his boys are very angry with me. But then thank God you helped me, and I came up. You really you did a very brilliant analysis regarding the situation in Nigeria, and also most importantly what bridge represents. You did a very good analysis, and I believe that every one of us here that is privileged to listen to this analysis that Tutors has done, most especially regarding what the Biafran Republic government in exile represents when it comes to the freedom of over 80 million Biafrans. If you listen carefully and you jot down, you bring out some points, you will see that the Biafran Republic government in exile is on a solid rock. It's on a solid rock. And even the people that are fighting against the Biafran Republic government in exile, they know very well that the Biafran Republic government in exile is on a very solid rock. That is why you see them after they do their small shakara, small nyash, you understand, they will still come to antagonize themselves, start lamenting, you understand, things that are not true. But the Biafran Republic government in exile have been able to withstand all these challenges, and the Biafran Republic government in exile will continue to withstand whatever challenges that comes to it in the future, because this is a government. That is why you cannot bring this government down. There was a jingle Tutos played there regarding what our first Prime Minister said. He said, nobody born of a woman on this planet Earth will destroy the Biafran Republic government in exile. And he was saying so many of the people that is fighting against the Biafran Republic government in exile today were very much around, but they did not get the message right. You understand? By the special grace of Chukwuka Biama today, they all are now getting the message clearly, because we have a very strong gatekeeper that is in the gate now. And that gatekeeper is no other person than His Excellency Mazi Oge Chukwu Ikere. And then he has been doing very, very much well for the Biafran people. And now it's not left to every one of us here. If we really need Biafra, or we are just here to play around. Even the brilliant analysis that Tutos did regarding, Nigeria. Minister Oke said something here, and I picked that point, when he said he wants to generalize the topic, that a businessman will never allow you, to destroy his business, and that is what is currently happening in Nigeria as we speak. The Nigerian government, I want to pick out something there, and it's just I want to try my best to explain more regarding that, because I saw something very, very deep in what he said. And that's what he said regarding that particular point is what we, the Biafran people, are facing right now. And if we did not come together to fund the Biafran Republic government in exile, we cannot be able to push those shareholders, because the people that will still sit on the table with us, with the Biafran Republic government in exile, where Biafra will be recognized, are the same people that are shareholders in Nigeria, most especially the European countries, because the Nigerian terrorist government have collected so money in the name of loan that needs to be paid back with mineral resources in Nigeria. And they will never let go. Because the way it was designed by them in Berlin is to be an everlasting something that will never stop. So they will make sure that they do everything humanly possible and otherwise to keep holding every one of you down, except to rise up in unity and form the Biafran Republic government in exile, and also our Biafran Defense Forces, that will force these shareholders, I call them shareholders, or the real owners, the highest shareholder is the British royal family. So I want every one of us to see it in a broader way, that we are not only fighting against the Nigerian state. No, the Nigerians, we have already defeated the Nigerian state. The reason why our first prime minister is in Finnish prison today is because of the unjust sentencing of the European Union. They were the one that gave Mazi Simon Ekpa. They're not the one that gave. Knowing fully well that he's an innocent man, but they jailed him because they are shareholders, and you must force them to the table radically. You have to force them to the table, because that is how freedom is being gotten. Go and read the histories of freedom fighters. Even the America today, they force the shareholders in America then, which this same British is the highest shareholder in America then. But they force them. As they are fighting the British royal family diplomatically and politically, they are also fighting with barrels of guns. Yes. Likewise, other nations that have fought for their freedom. So we are not the first people to fight. So don't let anybody gaslight you there or try to make you feel as if what you are doing is not right. What you are doing is the right thing. But it depends now on the pressure that you are putting regarding that thing that you are fighting for. Because if you don't put more pressure, you will not force them to the table. And the pressure we are talking about now is the Jema. Some of us, we have this money with us, but we are still scared, or maybe we are still afraid. Some of us are still saying, "Oh God, walk with or just like some people are still contemplating if it will work or if it will not work." But I'm here to tell you today, Biafra is a done deal. What we need now is that serious push to force these gentlemen and women on the table. Yes, because in a way, they are still trying to protect their interests. They call it interest. It's the political word for everybody. They are protecting their interests. And before you can be able to pull that interest out from where they feel that they are getting it right, some of them understand they are not getting it right, and they will get a better offer in Biafra. But sometimes, they will like, they would like to watch and see if you have the strength, or maybe if you are capable of protecting their interests. And if we are not seriously radicalized by funding the Biafra Republic government in exile, which is now in the forefront in Washington, D.C., speaking about the freedom of the Biafran people, if we did not fund the Biafran Defense Forces that are protecting our borders, protecting our villages, in making sure what is happening in the Middle Belt, what is happening in Plateau, what is happening in Benue, what is happening in the Northern region, what is even happening in the Western region. They will soon run over Kwara State. They are already running up. They are now in Oyo State. They are rounding up over there. And that is the reason why. You know, some people will say, but the attack in Biafra land is not much like the one happening in other places. There was a time it was much, but we, the Biafra people, we came together. We said enough is enough, and that is the reason why our supreme leader is being held today in Sokoto prison. We formed the defense of our land that are protecting our women and children. Not to be dying like those women and children that are dying in Benue, in Plateau, in Kwara State, all over the places. That's what we did, which is our right, self-defense. We have the right to defend ourselves. Since the Nigerian terrorist government are now calling non-terrorists, bandits, and Boko Haram, calling them their brothers, you're supposed to understand that, water don't pass guy. Imagine what is that? Is rank? Is it the chief defense? I don't know. This one that came out recently, not the one revived. You said, "Tutos, please help me." Are you there, Tutos? The defense minister, right? Can anyone even hear me, please? Or am I just? Wow.
We are hearing you.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your question? Sorry, I just
what is the position of this recent is the chief of defense staff, right? This man that made this recent press statement that Boko Haram are their prodigal sons and daughters.
Chief of Army Staff.
Okay, the chief of army staff. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is chief of defense staff.
He's chief of defense staff, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, the so-called Zoo chief of defense staff is not calling non-bandits and terrorists prodigal sons and daughters. So you're supposed to understand the situation that the so-called Nigeria has found itself right now, and there's no remedy. There's no medication that can be able to cure that disease. The only way we can be able to eradicate that disease is to put fire and burn it. Yes, it's just to put fire and burn it away, cut it off entirely. So, Biafrans, I want every one of us to understand what we are fighting against. Your freedom is not in the hands of our supreme leader. I will continue saying this. Your freedom is not in the hands of our first prime minister, and your freedom is not in the hands of our active prime minister, His Excellency Mazi Ogechi. Your freedom, the freedom of over 80 million Biafrans, is in our hands. It is our responsibility, and we must live up to it as patriotic citizens of Biafra Republic. Yes. We must live up to it. It is our responsibility. So now is the time for every one of us to wake up. If you have been fighting against the Biafra Republic government in exile, now is the time for you to come back, because there is nothing out there for you except what the Biafra Republic government in exile is currently doing in Washington, D.C. There's nothing out there for you. Stop chasing shadows. Even the people that are deceiving you, they understand this simple fact that they are just chasing shadows. Some of them are not bringing opinion, how to persuade our first prime minister to start another government, which is not possible. It is not possible. I said something the other day on our space. Do you guys think if it is possible for Abu Fulani to go there, he will not go there? She has tried, and she has seen that There is no way. Tutors have already analyzed this thing. Look at the people the Biafran Republic government in exile is working with. Look at them. Look at the people that you have seen with our Prime Minister, His Excellency Mazuke Chukwu. The people that you have seen are those people children to you, are those people babies. Those people are the lawmakers of the United States of America. Or you think you can be able to meet those people because you are shouting that food? No. Do you think you can be able to have meetings with those caliber of people without being grounded in what you are doing?
Listen.
You know, when some people come out and try to make caricature of it, sometimes I just laugh at them. You don't know what it means for Senator Ted Cruz to be interested in the Christian genocide that is happening in Nigeria today, through the effort of, the Biafran Republic government in exile. And so many of them. And you think you can be able to wake up tomorrow and go there and tell them that person that you have been discussing with is not the rightful person, it is me. They will throw you out. They will look at you like a mad person. You think they are there to play? Do you think before they started speaking with the Biafran Republic government in exile, they did not do their own background check to understand what the people are really doing? If they are doing it right? If it is something that will stain their political personalities? You think those people are just stupid? Are you seeing them have you seen the Nigerian politicians with them before? You think they do things with criminals and liars and deceptors? You guys should wake up, man. Every one of you need to wake up and start using your brain. And ignore these distractors. Ignore them. They know the truth, but because they are so bitter that it is not them that is there in Washington, D.C., they want to spoil everything. Those are the kind of people that we call is either my way or the highway. They are the ones they call is either my way or the highway. Instead, if it is not me, then Biafra will not get freedom, and you are still following them like Tolo Tolo. You understand? You are still following them. Following them sheepishly without using your brain to understand. A government that have been announced internationally by international medias. A government that has been announced by political analysts all over the world, coming out to tell you that the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria have a very strong support in Washington, D.C. Oh my God. I don't understand sometimes what is wrong with some of our people. They have come to announce this particular government that they are the one there. And you are still running around like a blind rat, looking for, a way to escape, where you already have a door to walk through and be free. Every one of us needs to come together. We don't have any other government. And I want to say, let me say this thing to every one of us here, for every one of us to understand something. As it stands today regarding the Biafran cause for freedom, I want to tell every one of you, our supreme leader at this point in time cannot work without the Biafran Republic government in exile. Our first prime minister this time, in their own capacity, in fighting for freedom, fighting for the Biafran freedom, cannot work without the Biafran Republic government in exile. I want every one of us to understand this, what I'm telling every one of you. They cannot do now because nobody can create another government aside from this government that we are. It's not possible. They will tell that person to go back home. Your people are already here. Go and see what they are doing and know how you can be able to support them. That is the message they will get from Washington. Go back. Your people are already here. That is why anybody that tries to go there to play, your people are already here. What are you doing here? You think these men are stupid? You think they don't know what they are doing? You think there are people that you will go and you start throwing documents all over? You think they are jobless? The response you will still get, it's your people already here. That is why it has been so impossible for so many of them to create this government, to duplicate this government in exile. It has been so impossible for them. They know they have gotten advices from several learned lawyers, political analysts. They have told them, no, the only thing you will hear is go back. That is why, Joseph Smith, that was contracted by the what's their name, the accountability group of 2025. The man is still confused. He doesn't know where to start from because he has done this background check. Your people are already there. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And the man have come up several times in your platforms over there to tell you guys that is why he took every one of you to Syria. He took every one of you to Syria. Yeah, tutors, thank you. And I hope tutors, hope every one of them came back safely from Syria. Hope they don't kidnap any one of them. Taliban don't catch them.
I say they check. They came back and said we hijacked Briggy.
Okay, if not only I Jack Biggie then talking good, as long as every one of them came back safely, no problem, because that is what the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria stand for, the safety for every Biafra. Because assuming Taliban cuts them now, the Biafra Republic government will now still be fighting on how to go and release them from Taliban, and that place is very far. You understand? So thank God they all came back safely, and also they have also saved the Biafra Republic government in exile. The stress to start negotiating for their release in Syria, and they are all welcome back. So, tutors, they came back and they said we hijacked. I don't know how we hijacked Big. Big is still where it is. They left Big. They left Biafra land. They passed Nigeria. They went to Syria, and they came back now and say we hijacked. No problem. Thank you, guys. I appreciate every one of you, please. Yeah, tutors, I use my mic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tati. Don't go.
I want to ask Toti. Let me just say I wanted to use your words the way you said it, but it has skipped my mind or my head. Let me say it like that. Did you just say that the back, like they call themselves, they are contemplating of encouraging our first PM to create another government? Did you just say that?
Yeah, there's somewhere I read it up. Oh, you understand? There's somewhere I read it up. You understand? It's like they are persuading our prosperity. These people, they can say so many things. You understand? But we know those things are not possible. And maybe it's one of those things that made our first prime minister not to see Joseph Smith when they went to Finland. I don't know. You understand? So, but that's what I have heard it from some of them. I've also seen them, write about it. So maybe what they took to our first prime minister was not that tenable to him to, speak with them, and that is why the man was unable to see our first prime minister. I know so many things are happening. You understand? So many things are happening. They are crying, but they cannot just come out and apologize and join what we are doing as a people, so we can get this freedom on time. So thank you very much, Onyele. So that's my response to your question.
That wanted to bring me to question. I wanted to ask you. Does it mean that these people really know that this brigade that they are claiming that they are using, does it really mean that they know quite sure that they are stealing it, and they know that what that brigade that they are answering that they know quite sure that they are not? Does it what they really mean by saying that what they said? Thank you.
Absolutely correct, Mazi Onyinye. They know. Absolutely correct. They know that whatever they are doing today is illegal. They know quite well that whatever they are doing is illegal. That is why now they are fighting to have their own government. But it is not possible. So that is why we are always coming out here to, let our people understand what is happening. It's not everything will be coming out here to tell every one of you, but through what the Biafran Republic government in exile is doing, you can be able to understand that there's so they know Mazi Onyenere. They understood this simple fact, but they keep deceiving some of our people that wants them to deceive. You're absolutely correct. They know, yeah, they know. They are not stupid people. They are educated people. Jackery go back, they are normal people. They understand. You understand? They know that what they are doing is illegal. You understand? So they understand this very fact. This very simple fact. So thank you very much, Mazi.
Tuto, take over now.
Wait, yeah, I was waiting for you to be convinced in the answers that
Okay,
Totti.
okay,
Are you okay
okay,
with the answers?
okay. Yeah, I'm confused. Mazi,
Yeah.
I don't need them to interact. It's not quite all right, but I needed us to interact. Thank you very much.
There were my co-host. Totti, thank you. Sometimes we just need to pause and calm our nerves. Um, we don't really need to focus on these people because what I've seen is frustration written all over them. They created the frustration for themselves, and they also have transferred aggressions. We never forced anyone to leave Briggy. They decided to leave Briggy, thinking that where they are going tomorrow, the man will perform magic. They will close their bank account. They will donate. They are throwing weights for the man to do whatever he's supposed to do. They think it is about money. It is not about money. It is about the strategy and the skills. That is why we want to look into the difference between a government organization and freedom fighting. Yes, because you need to understand where you are and what you are supposed to expect in each of these entities. So it's out of frustration that you see them rant, shout, do all manner of things that you don't expect that a normal human being who has crossed the bridges in Nigeria to another land would behave like that. So that is the problem that we are facing. All that you see is out of frustration because they know that they are failing. And I'm telling you, within the next 3 months, they will vanish because they have no update again to give to the Biafran people. Hey, no update. The last trick that they had was to bring a man. Each time they bring this man to their program, the man will end up disgracing them. That's it. He disgraced them the first time. They forced him to come again, thinking that the man would play their card. The man said no. And we are going to touch that area very soon. But before we reach there, I want Biafrans to understand that we have a clear differences between the government in exile organization and freedom fighting. You don't need to mix these three entities together. If not, you'll be more confused. Yeah. So let's quickly look at that. And if you are also here, please try and then have some facts to back up the little one that I want to talk on. Because the saboteurs are counting, that's what they are using, counting on this confusion to survive. That's what they are doing. They are counting on Biafrans not knowing the difference between the three things that sound similar but they are completely different. The gullible ones, oh, not those of us in the space. So when Biafrans do not understand the difference, they treat them as equal. And they will say that the group is also fighting, this group is also fighting for Biafra, that group is also fighting for Biafra, Briggy is also fighting for Biafra. So we have to, so they will now say, let us support all of them equally. But at the same time, they are not supporting this group equally. They don't even support the original group. It's just like when you look at, let me use the case of a woman. Yes, so sorry that I have to use it because when the woman egg is when the cytoplasm is dividing, let me leave that one because we are Let me leave that one. So they don't share this money equally. Some groups don't even get any. Some people just sit on the fence and say, okay, I'm not even going to contribute anything. And when this happens, you are just diluting the real work. You are diverting resources from the real fight and giving the enemy exactly what they want. Because a divided, confused movement cannot speak with, it cannot speak with one voice. That is the end of it. So please, I have my little understanding about these three different groups, and I will try as much as possible to back it up with one or two examples so that you people will know where we are. That is those that will listen to this space after. And please, my people also prepare to back up. Let me just add extra 1 hour. Okay, so let's start with government in exile. What is a government in exile? After this session, we'll go and analyze the drama that they did. We'll compare the response from Elias and the response from Joseph. And then you have to decide for yourself where you want to join. Yes, so a government in exile is a government that was removed from or never allowed to govern its territory, by which continues to exercise legitimate governmental functions from outside that territory with recognized legal standard under international law. There could be other definitions. So that is the simplest possible explanation that I want to explain now what I understand by that. So I'm just seeing it as a landlord who owns a house and someone breaks into the house, changes the lock of the house and refuses to leave. The landlord is now inside his own property, but that landlord is still the legal owner of that house. He still has the title deed. He still has the right to take the matter to court. He still has the right to represent himself to the community as the owner of the house. He has not stopped being the landlord just because someone else currently is occupying his house illegally. So that is a government in exile, the little explanation I can put up there. It is the legitimate government of a people who are currently being prevented, and that is who we are, from governing their own territory. And under international law, specifically under the UN Charter, and under the principle of self-determination, and under in the law of state succession, a properly constituted government in exile has specific legal rights and standing. So we are not the first to have this government in exile. But in this critical part, let's see, not every group that calls itself a government in exile has that legal standing. International law is very specific, which we are going to look at the qualities now, because international law is very, very specific about the qualities of a government in exile. And as I'm going to go through it, please also pay attention and see if we have all this. Now, the first one that international law says, which requires a government in exile to have, is defined people. Now, when we say defined people, the government must represent a defined people with a distinct identity, history, and claim to a specific territory, not just a vague community or a documented historical established people. Point one, ask yourself, did we meet this criteria? Point two, what you are supposed to have. Demonstrated governance capacity, that the government in exile must show it can actually govern. It must have functioning institutions. That when we mean what we mean by functioning institutions, we have the executive structure. Decision-making processes are also part of it. Is also part of it. Sorry, accountability mechanism is also part of it, and the ability to represent the people in legal and diplomatic context. That was why I started part of this space with the profile of those that are leading the Biafra Republic government in exile in Washington, D.C. So that by the time we reach here and then now go to analyze the Zoom meeting that they had and compare it with the one that our Prime Minister had, we'll be able to, you will be able to decide for yourself where you want to belong, because you've heard it all. And if you are not convinced, you can also go to our website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org, and see things for yourself. Now, the next one is physical presence and registration. It must have a verifiable physical address, a location that can be contacted, visited and engaged with the international bodies, not a social media page or a registered physical office. Just like what Honorable Fulani did, deceiving Biafrans. They went and rented one room in DC and they say that is an embassy. I'm like, it's not even better you just leave Biafrans to rest than confusing them, giving them hope where there is no hope. And the second group now, anyway, we are coming to analyze it. They don't even have one office. Even from their press release, there are no, do you not find any address? Nobody is even signing the letter. So they know what they are doing. So ask yourself, the Biafra Republic government in exile that started, our first prime minister started it and laid the structure. Do we have all this? Now the last one, the fourth one is named accountable leadership. The leadership must be publicly named and accountable to the governing structure. Not anonymous, not rotating, named people with defined roles and responsibility. Do we have that? You have to answer it for yourself. Another one, number 5, that is required by international law for you to say you have a government in exile is legal compliance. The international law says it must operate within the legal framework of the country where it is based. It cannot simply be self-declared by anyone who decides to use the title. Hey! Did you hear that? Did we meet it? You give yourself a tick. The 7th one is international recognition or active pursuit thereof. While full recognition may not exist at the outset, the government must be actively pursuing recognition through correct legal and diplomatic channel. Now, if I ask you, did the Biafra Republic government in exile, headed by His Excellency Ogechukwu Nkeri, did that government meet all these 7 requirements by international law? The answer is yes. So when you pick your mic, you help us do more. Now, I want to also give you a historical example of real government in exile so that you understand that it is not just a theoretical concept. It has happened before. We are not the first. And I'm going to use the latest one, at least something we can easily remember, the Polish government in exile, which operated from 1939 to 1990, when Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union invaded and divided Poland. So the Polish government moved to London. And for 50 years, that government in exile maintained Polish legal institutions. Even as they were in London, they were issuing passports and they maintained diplomatic relations with allied nations, and was recognized as the legitimate government of Poland. And when the communism fell, this Germany that fought them and Soviet Union, the government in exile transferred authority back to the freely elected Polish government in Warsaw. 50 good years from London to legal structure, and then it continued. And this is exactly what our government is going to do once we get this recognition. It is not abroad that we are salvaging, no. It is the homeland. We will not remain in exile forever, which is what Polish did. Another one is the Tibetan government in exile that was led by Dalai Lama. This one also operated from Dharam in India since 1959, when China also invaded them. It has a parliament, it has a cabinet, it has legal structure, it also has a prime minister, and it maintains diplomatic offices around the world. So it does not just have formal UN recognition as a sovereign state because China blocked it. This is the reason. You remember when we said something about UN vote? So China blocked their own formal recognition in UN, but it has formal authority. It has international passport as well, and a structured governance framework allows it to represent the Tibetan people legally. So we are not the first. What of the Free French government in exile that operated from London under General de Gaulle during the World War II? France had fallen to Nazi Germany again, the same Nazi Germany. And they call it the Gaulle refused to accept that France was finished. So he set up a structured alternative government, built an army in exile, and coordinated with allied powers. When France was liberated in 1944, that government in exile walked back and resumed governing. So it walked back because of what? It has structure. It was legitimate and credible. It made the standard. You see? So those are just few ones. There are many. Because of time, there are many. So Biafra Republic government in exile has a registered office in Baltimore, Maryland. It is there. Even when the saboteur, that time our prime minister was here when we were looking for how to get this government, our headquarters, they went, made video and said it was fake. Emeka Livingstone and his cohort. Today, where are they? You can't, wait. Let it not be that I'm the one saying this. Jerome, because this is what we are saying. People think that we are joking.
The Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Never rise again. The Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy.
You see, where are those people today? You cannot destroy Briggy. And this is the same man that you are canvassing for him to come out and start another. Do you know how he fought? You think you know Simon Ekpa? Your name is sorry. You cannot destroy Briggy. Where is Emeka Livingstone today and all of them? They have disappeared. He even said that if that place belongs to Biafra Republic government in exile, if that place was tainted, that he will come back and apologize to our first Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Till today, we've not seen Emeka Livingstone. He disappeared because of pride. It should have been a lot for him to say, oh, I'm sorry, I lied. He did not even keep to his word. So you cannot, because we have that residence, we have it there, we have that head office. It is in Maryland. The two flags are still flying high. How many years now? It is still flying. Biafra Republic government in exile, we have our governing executive members are there, and it has a registered US lobbying firm operating in Congress. Biafra Republic government in exile also have international legal counsel. That was why I started with the profile of all those Iroko men leading us. We have our liaison offices. So it follows a continuous chain of authority from what Simon Ekpa did till date. Nothing has changed. And it is actively pursuing international recognition through correct legal and diplomatic channels. You heard it when I was reading the biography of all the elites leading us. So the saboteur group has a press release and a phone call from a prison that their envoy described as his primary contact with their first prime minister. They don't have office, nothing. So under international law, what they are doing is illegal and they know it. Now let's look at organization here. Organization is not a bad thing, but organization should be under. Nobody is saying don't have your group, but the group should have worked together to gather the resources and pass it on to the government, because you have a government now. So it's not a bad thing, and the organizations are also necessary so that the message can reach every nooks, every corners, even reach the grassroots. Because you also have to do important work as an organization. Amnesty International is an organization. It has changed laws and saved lives. The NAACP in America is an organization fighting for civil rights also. So, but none of these organizations can issue you a passport. The rules that they are making is just for the rules for them, you know, to be civiled in that organization that they are, to guide them. That is why they have rules in these small groups. None of them can negotiate a treaty with another country. It's not possible. None of them can claim sovereign authority over a territory. None of them can file a case at the International Court of Justice as a state actor. They cannot do it. None of them can sign a peace agreement. Even none of them can represent a people in UN proceedings on questions of sovereignty and self-determination. They can advocate, they can campaign, they can raise awareness. You see? They can even mount pressure on our government and say, do this for your people. You know, they are just like mouthpiece of those, groups that cannot come directly to the government. So it can do all those things well, but it cannot exercise governmental function. It is not possible. And that distinction is the difference between supporting a cause and actually being capable of delivering the outcome of that cause. So here is the confusion that the saboteur group exploit. They operate as an organization, which we all know. A loose group of people with no registered office, no verified governance, nothing, no structure. No defined authority chain. Have you seen it? The answer is no. So they give people title. They are the first person to give people title. You see how they've given a Choma Okoma and no Bryce Noko